All right, let me ask y'all this. You ever had your own family members act like you were the biggest disappointment on earth? Maybe it's a best friend that you always feel like you gotta walk on eggshells around. Maybe you grew up in a narcissistic family, or maybe you are trapped in a relationship where the love is conditional and the attention that you receive is weaponized. Welcome to the world of being the odd one out. In this video, I'm going to dive deep into the ugly side of what it means to feel like the odd one out. All right, so let's make this clear. Being the odd one out isn't just about standing to the side at a party purposely trying to be different. Being the odd one out is about feeling like you haven't belonged over years, belong with your family, belong in a relationship, at work, a group of friends, whatever the case is. Being the odd one out is about the feeling of being alone and the negative side effects that come along with being outcasted by people. But if you stick around, I'm going to show you how that pain and trauma that you experience may just very well be your superpower and how to use it to get yourself up out of the hole. Somewhere along the line, you learn that your words and everything you say doesn't matter unless you're praising the person. Then your words matter all of a sudden. It's funny how that works, right? You laugh at the hurtful jokes just to keep the peace, just to keep everybody together. You sweep your bad feelings up under the rug, all of the joke playing and stuff that you have tolerated over the years. That stuff adds up eventually because it's going to keep getting into you in the back of the head. Is something wrong with me? Look, don't let these people gaslight you because the trauma just doesn't go away when you turn 18, 25, or when you get grown like they expect it to. This stuff follows you. It stays in your head. It's always a voice that affects you in the long run, especially in your adult years. And it's constantly telling you you're not enough. And you're constantly replaying some of the stuff that you've heard for so many years in your head. And then you start to realize it's holding you back. Look, I'm not a licensed psychiatrist, but I do have 35 plus years of experience, so I can speak from experience. I know what it feels like. It feels like you have on an invisible jacket with a target on your back where everybody has their opinion and their perception of you. And you hear it so much to the point to where you start to ask yourself, is something wrong with me? Why am I the only one? I come across a lot of other people's situation that often remind me of stuff that I've been through. I recognize the patterns, the tactics, and don't get it twisted. Being a narcissist isn't an intentional behavior thing. They don't even realize they're doing this. Like their wires are crossed backwards. Narcissism is a disorder. It is a disorder. That's why they don't realize they're doing it. When you're sad or upset, they're happy. But when you're happy, they're upset. I'm not going to make the whole entire video on that. I just wanted to maybe help identify the person that you may be dealing with in your life and some of the behavior patterns that they may have. That way you can reaffirm yourself like, hey, that's me. I am the odd one out of my situation. And once you start to understand that, you start to pick up on the patterns of certain people and they can't celebrate all of your good energy. And every time you have good energy, it has to be overshadowed with something negative coming from that very same person. That's your affirmation right there. The affirmation is inside the way they make you feel. If you feel like crap, that's what it is. And you can't really argue with these type of people because they never see themselves as wrong. The best thing you can do is look for an exit. Stop talking to that person. Go no communication. If you can, if you're in a relationship and you're trapped financially, maybe you got a narcissistic husband or whatever, work on that exit plan. And also, you may be in situations where you have to suppress your feelings just to fit in. If you find yourself always having to suppress your feelings and being the punching bag, the scapegoat just to fit in with a group of people, you're the odd one out. And you are around a group of people that are not your tribe. They're not in the same vibe. They're not in the same frequency as you. You need to stop hanging around them. I'm going to tell you why you keep hanging around the person who is doing the very same mental abuse to you. Check this out. The reason you're stuck in this cycle is because you are a very empathetic person. You are an empath. You love this person who is acting a certain way and you want to see them do better for themselves. You want to see them improve. Not only do you want them to treat you better, but you want to see them improve for themselves. But guess what? That's where you messed up at. You are prioritizing how other people feel over yourself. And really, you need to prioritize yourself. That means put yourself first in everything, your mental, your feelings, your decision making. Stop altering your days and stop taking these gut hits and these smart remarks and stuff from the person that you love, because I hate to tell you this, their view and their feeling is not mutual. It's not the same. It is not the same. You need to run. You need to get out. You need to break the cycle. And the only way to break that cycle is to start prioritizing yourself and stop trying to please somebody, because they're going to consistently try to make you feel like you've done something to them. They're going to make you feel like you forgot about them or you're not paying attention to them. They're going to always do that. Every time you smile, they're going to make you feel bad. And then you're going to turn around and say something or do something good for them just to try to please them. That's not your fault. That's just you being nice, because you are an empath and you're stuck in this loop of trying to please somebody that's just mentally abusing you. If you're in a toxic family and you just want to go to Thanksgiving and Christmas and just have a good time without everybody getting arguing or everybody ganging up on you, if you know that's going to happen, stop going. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. You don't owe them unlimited access to your life, or you don't owe your family members anything just because they have a title of mom, sister, dad, auntie, whatever. It does not give them the permission and the right to talk to you any kind of way and to talk down onto you. Listen to me when I say this. Blood is thick, but blood is not thicker than your mental peace. All right, so how do we turn this whole thing around? One is to admit that you just got dealt a messed up hand. What's happened, happened. You're in a situation now, whatever. Don't think about the past. Don't try to argue or say you was right about something that's already happened. It's time to just plan forward. You've already been through a lot at this point, especially if you're still listening to this video. You've already been through a lot and you relate. So I know that you have pain, struggles, and stuff that can be shared and also turned into a superpower for yourself, turned into a positive. Maybe you want to share your story that's going to help you relieve yourself like it's doing for me right now. Look, I am not a therapist. I mentioned it earlier. I am not a therapist. I only have experience, but I am a believer in getting professional help because that trauma runs deeper than you know. And every time I find a discovery within myself, it always wows me because I didn't realize how far it went back or how deep it actually was to me. Only thing I knew is that things are just cloudy and a question mark, and I know that it just doesn't feel right, but I couldn't understand certain things with myself until I started to connect the dots and draw the lines back to certain incidents that were always in my head, certain memories that always stuck with me over this whole time, and I never knew why these memories stuck with me. This trauma doesn't go away. The feeling of it doesn't go away. And I'm telling you, when you start to invest in yourself and you really start to meditate, get professional help, whatever avenue you take, you will start to draw these lines and realize just how far back this stuff goes. And you will bring up these memories and you'll be like, that's why I felt that way that day. Even if it was 30 years ago, you still feel it. You still feel it. That's why I felt like that. That's why she or he said what they said to me back then. Oh, that's what they really meant. I finally get it now. And then reality sets in. dang, they never really truly loved me the whole time. They never really liked me. That best friend never really liked you. That husband, wife, the spouse, partner, whatever, they never really liked you. They only used you to feed their disorder. At this point now, you got some survival skills. You done been through it. You've cried. You shared some tears. You got survival skills. You're gonna gain even more skills and knowledge as soon as you start to prioritize yourself. Trust me on this. I'm talking from experience. Now, if you're sitting here thinking, man, this is me. Well, welcome to the Odd One Out Club. We all got some scars, and hopefully those scars are gonna be the roadmap to our healing. So again, I'm Mr. Triple O, and I am building a community of people who feel the same. So if you are in a toxic situation, a relationship, a toxic family, drop a comment below about your experience and what you're going through. Once we all start to come together in this Triple O community, all of the answers are going to be laid out for every single person that comes into our community. Now, if you got value from this, or you just tired of sugarcoating your story for everybody, then subscribe, because this channel is for us. This channel is for the people who feel weird, the people who have been outcasted, the people who choose to move to their own beat, their own lane. Remember, being different can hurt like hell sometimes, but also it could be the edge that sets you free. I'm Mr. Triple O. Till next time.